Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Six Man Blitz. And in today's episode, we're going to 2021 outlook slash predictions for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. You know what you clicked on for today. Clicked on the Golden Gophers. And we're going to give you a good insight for the season today. Starting off with 2020 going 3-4, underperforming, as a lot of people thought. 2019 season, they broke records. Every record you can think of. PJ Fleck and the team kept growing, and they broke records. In 2020, they got battled with a lot of injuries and COVID, so now they're going 3-4. But I see them bouncing back this year. Don't get me wrong, and I see them. They opened up week 1 against Ohio State. When we talked
Biggest game.
we talked to the boy Micah Dew-Treadway. He said he's looking forward to that game, and I am too. And I got the Minnesota Golden Gophers upsetting the Ohio State University. It might be crazy that y'all, you're looking at this show like, man, what the hell? Ohio
What
State.
I click on.
Yeah, they're like, man, what is this? But Ohio State is struggling. They don't return a lot of people. 6 offensive starters, 5 defensive starters for the Ohio State. They don't have a lot of experience. You could say, oh, Ryan Day's gonna get them right. I just see Minnesota, they're returning 20 starters out of 22. 20 starters out of 22. I see Minnesota, and it's at home. See the Minnesota hopping on them, getting on them right away. Minnesota upsets the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then they're out of conference. They have Miami of Ohio, Colorado, Bowling Green. I see that as W's. I think that's a very easy out of conference schedule. At Colorado could, be a challenge to them. But I see them easily getting that. Then when they start Big Ten play up again, they go at Purdue. That's the easiest dub I've ever seen in my life. Purdue is struggling. They're not that good this year. And then versus Nebraska comes to them to the bank. I see them winning. Nebraska's not. Nebraska can't keep up with Minnesota's offense. Same thing in Maryland, honestly. Maryland, all these teams are going to be struggling to keep up with Minnesota's offense if they don't have a good defense to coexist with that. And then we go into at Northwestern. This was honestly a toss-up for me. I didn't know which way to turn, but then I saw at Northwestern, fans coming back. Day before Halloween, things get a little spooky. Going with the Northwestern Wildcats. First L for Minnesota. I just see them shifting the other way. First time playing on grass. Or, no, it's like the second time. But, they're playing on grass. Northwestern. I just see this as a L. Northwestern's coming off the Big Ten West champion. I just see this as not a good game for Minnesota. Then they go to Illinois. That's easily a dub. And then these last 3 games, that is a tough last 3 slate of games. And they have to go at Iowa. They struggled versus Iowa recently. PJ Fleck has beaten everybody in the Big Ten West except Iowa. And I don't see him beating Iowa this year. So he's got to look forward to 2022 to beating Iowa for the first time. And then at Indiana, one of the most surprising teams in the whole college football last year. I see Indiana keeping it up. Minnesota go to Indiana, and I just see Indiana pulling it out. And then last game of the year, the rivalry game for the Axe.
Jump around.
First, Wisconsin, as you didn't know, everybody should know. This game is electric. Minnesota finally won it a few years ago. But I just have Wisconsin winning this. Wisconsin is just overpowering Minnesota this year. Wisconsin is really good. They're going to win the Big Ten West. So I have Wisconsin beating Minnesota. I have Minnesota having the same amount of losses they did last year, going 8-4, which means 4th in the Big Ten West. Big Ten West is really good this year. Not a lot of big, hard schedules. So 4th in the Big Ten West, going 8-4 for the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Now, I'm going to disagree with you. You got them going 4th. I got them going 1st.
Ooh.
Now, they're going to beat Iowa. They're going to get that first win. And Wisconsin, that last game, they're going to beat them. I think this is going to be like 2019 was a preview of what this season is going to be. They're going to win the Big Ten West. And they, like you said, they have all their guys back, basically. Besides 2 people. A corner who's on the Giants right now. And then Bateman, of course. Now, I think Chris Autumn Bell is going to have a good year. He's going to step into the leading receiver role. And then you got Muhammad Ibrahim. Dude, like when Shannon Brooks and Ronnie Smith were both out, he had a 1,000-yard season. And This is just his year. This is his backfield now. I like it.
Best running back in the Big Ten.
Literally. And Minnesota always is known for having good running backs, and the offensive line is coming back healthy. Zach Anistad, this is going to be his year to prove that he can, maybe be an NFL quarterback. And I just like Minnesota's chances this year. But you have Ohio State losing to Minnesota. I have that being one of the games they lose. And Indiana. I think Indiana's is going to be a strong team, but those two losses won't stop Minnesota from winning the West.
Yeah, no, those two are the hard games for them. When they play the East, they obviously have the hardest two teams to play, which is always challenging when you get matched up against those two. But I like how you said Zach Anderson or Annexstad. That's to be an interesting, battle to watch because Annexstad won the quarterback competition over Tanner Morgan, but he obviously got hurt. So Tanner Morgan lit it up for the Golden Gophers. So it could be interesting to see who wins that quarterback matchup. But I think either quarterback is going to be good for the Golden Gophers. I think those two are just plug in, plug out, and I think they'll be very good. Either quarterback is in that system. And then you obviously got the big guys up front. Minnesota obviously has good linemen up front, huge linemen. And then, Abraham to running the ball, and you can play action that with Autumn Bell, who's at a breakout this year. And the defense is good. They have Clemson transfer, Niles Pickenley. That's a huge pickup on the defensive line. So this team is really good. I just have them – they just have a tough schedule at the end. And I feel like that's where I just have them going, losing those 3 straight games in a row. Maybe possibly beating Wisconsin. I can see that. But just going to Iowa, it's always hard to win at Iowa. And then this Indiana team is really good. So beating that team at Indiana, because home field advantage is going to matter this year. It didn't matter last year with COVID and everything. This year it will matter.
Full capacity.
Exactly, full capacity. Everyone's going to be rowdy. You saw what happened in the first round of the playoffs, throwing popcorn at people, spitting on people. Yeah. These fans are ready to get back, and, everybody's going to be excited. But I have the Golden Gophers going 8-4. You have them going 10-2. So I think this should be a good year for the Golden Gophers. I think last year was a little hiccup, COVID year, just playing on the COVID, all good. But I see them bouncing back and having a good year, returning 20 out of the 22 starters.